Welcome to Speak On It with Who You With Curtdog.
Welcome to the show. Let's get this party started.
I'm out.
Hopefully, y'all had a great day today.
I'm out.
It wouldn't be allegedly because he was charged.
Welcome to Speak. I'm out. Welcome to Speak. I'm out.
Why, those must be some good wings.
I'm Who You With Curtdog.
Welcome to Speak On It, Curtdog. I'm Curtdog. Happy Thursday to you. Yeah, it's Thursday. We live in full effect. Miss Risky and myself. Want to welcome everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, D Live as always in the house. Excuse me. And also seems like I'm forgetting somebody. I don't know. But you can live chat with us in the chat room, and also you can call in tonight because we're going to talk about all these mass shootings that have been happening in America. We're going to bring you some information, and hopefully we can make a difference within our community to get this gun violence down. And then also early voting is going on. So definitely get out and vote. My wife and I went and voted today. So definitely get out and vote. This is for the primary. So definitely do that no matter which location you're at. I know it was some primary the other day. And so definitely get out and vote. But you know what time it is. It's Thursday night. My girl, Miss Risky, is in the house. Welcome, Miss Risky. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Well, that's good. That's good. I take that. You here, live and well. How was your week so far?
Slow. I didn't have to go into work yesterday and today, and I figured out the trick. If I want to work from home, I need to get dressed like I intend to go into work, and then I don't have to. But if I'm in my pajamas, that's when I have to go in.
Hey.
It never fails.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Pretend like you're ready to walk out the door. Then all of a sudden, oh, you don't have to come in today.
Yeah,
cool.
And with these gas prices, they talking about it may get up to $6 for the summer.
Don't even talk about gas prices.
Quarter tank of gas cost me $21.
That's it. I'll trade.
Listen,
I would trade because my gas
a quarter.
Shoot, I'm about to go out there and stand on the corner.
Listen, I was about to do some hand jobs at the gas tanks. I was like, "Hey,
wait a minute, say what? Wait a minute, say what now? Hey,
that'd be my side hustle."
We do not promote that on the show. Well, it been a pretty good week this week. It have been, I want to say, kind of stressful. Looking at the news and everything, and I did receive a couple of messages from people asking me, "Hey, Curtdog, are you going to talk about this mass shooting?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I have to get my mind right because I don't want to come out, talk about it, and don't put out the right information." So we've been doing our research on it, and that's what the show is going to be about tonight. Mass shooting in America. There's quite a bit of them that sometimes we hear about them, sometimes we don't. So we're going to hit on that tonight. You can also call in. You can hit us up in the chat. Welcome to the show. T-Cal is up in the house. Happy Thursday to you. She laughing at Miss Risky foolishness.
Listen,
I understand what you're saying, but for me, I see this couple that go from parking lot to parking lot standing on the corner, and one day they had a baby. Well, they had a little man off in a stroller that feet was touching the ground. I'm like, y'all don't realize I get around and I see y'all from parking lot to parking lot. And I'm like, okay, sometimes it's the husband and wife, sometimes it's you don't know who to help. So, but if y'all see me on the corner, don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Times is hard for no reason at all.
Gas is high,
For no reason. But
but
it's funny, like the gas companies always get their bonuses no matter which way it goes.
exactly. And then they talking about here in Texas, um, they talking about preserve the energy to prevent rolling blackouts.
Yeah, no. Talking about what they say, set it to what, 70 something?
Hell no. I'm
No,
sorry.
68. And I still
Uh,
have my heater, like even when it's, and I still have my ceiling fans on. And if I get a little chilly, I put socks on my feet, or I have my little heater fan by my feet on my sofa.
I
So
can set mine at 72 and I'm good. Now, I might be glowing a little bit right now because the lights, and then I didn't move it down because up in my
actually, I don't know
office.
what my thermostat is set at. It's
This
probably
one,
75.
this one is set at 74. And normally I take it down to 72 when I'm doing the show because I know the lights are hot. So,
My
but
apartment stays cold. So it could be on 80 right now, and it's just cold in my apartment for no reason. I don't know
mm,
why.
that's cool. Well,
Yeah, which is fine with me.
long as that light bill is not outrageous.
Oh, it's
So,
outrageous because I'm with Texas New Mexico Power,
oh,
so I got
okay.
to pay for them to borrow energy power from other sources. Yeah, they tack on fees.
I feel you on that. Welcome to the show, Radio Chaos. Said hi, Curtdog, Miss Risky. How you doing, Radio? Hopefully all is well with you and the family all the way up in Canada. Welcome to the show. Thank you for always supporting the show. Um, so you ready to get this started? Um, because it's hurtful to constantly have to go through stories like this. Um, we're talking about the Buffalo, New York mass shooting that happened a couple of days ago, and the problem is, well, I'll get to the problem later. But just to update you on it, 10 people was killed by someone who had evil intentions of doing this. Um, his goal was to kill as many black people as possible. And he didn't live in that area. He picked that area. He been to that area and seen black people going in and out of this grocery store. And he decided to make that his target spot. Then on top of that, he also had writings up on his AR-15. I think one of them was 14. Basically, it's a white supremacy writing meaning, and it's really heartbreaking to think in 2022 we're still having to deal with these type of issues. Now, I don't care who you are, what color you are. Um, I'm gonna treat you with respect until you give me a reason not to. Um, but even then, is it worth taking a life? He shot and killed innocent people that either was going to the grocery store, excuse me, or even going to was at work. And apparently, Buffalo, New York, have an issue with that particular community. Well, let's say the black community, because after reading several stories, watching several news outlets, um, the way that the 911 operator did the employee that called and asked for help, was just damn right disrespectful, and they should lose their job. Forget about suspending them. They need to lose their job and never be in that position again. Or for that, even serving the people of that community or any community. For the simple fact, you hang up on somebody that called 911. If somebody accidentally called 911, they're going to call back and find out what's going on. But this person called to ask for help. And she's telling them, why are you whispering? They can't do nothing to you. That's the disrespect that black people get on a regular base. And it should never be that way. If we all treat everybody with respect as one, regardless of the color of their skin, their background, this world will be a much better place. But we're in a society that when it comes down to black folks, a lot of people feel like they more than black people. They feel like they have power over black folks. And at some point, something need to change. I've heard people say, well, what we need to do is treat them the way they treat us. Um, they tell us just damn right disrespectful. Because the thing is, here it is, innocent folks at work going to the grocery store, and now you've been shot and killed. For what?
But see, this is what gets me. White folks, or the majority or whatever, they always say that we're wild, unkempt, or all the derogatory terms, and we need to control this population. But they're the ones attacking the minorities. They're instigating this thing, and they don't see it. Like they're trying to, I guess, stop it in its tracks, but it's like there's nothing to stop. Like even in the past, like they're always resistant to us in integrating in the system that they've created, and then they get mad at us for excelling and doing well and living within that, even though we still get treated poorly. Like we're still not where we need to be. And if we were going to retaliate or do anything against the other race, we would have done that a long time ago. Like at a certain point, you gotta say, listen, like, cause we could have linked up with the Native Americans, the Mexicans, the Irish, something, and took over, you know, the South. But we're just trying to live and survive in this world. I mean, it's bad enough we gotta protect our children from predators and try to survive and put food on the table. But you got people out there just making this putting this with a vendetta to get rid of the black and brown race, and it makes no
Exactly.
sense.
And it's really, here it is. And I'm trying to find this post I posted the other day, um that where they showed the difference between, um and we say it all the time on the show, it's a different law between black folks and white folks. It's no secret. If you think it's not, you might need to open your eyes and rethink this situation, because here it is. Um, and I think I sent it to you. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. It
Well, you
was,
want me to go over the stats while you look for it?
yes,
Uh,
yes,
all right,
please.
just
And
go through that. So we know we've had, let's see, they said there have been 33 mass shootings in the United States since the start of this month, which, like we touched on, Buffalo, California, and according to the Gun Violence archive data, they stated that 2021 had the highest number of mass shooting at 37, which is right now 12% more compared to 2022. But we're only in May. We're in May, and we already, we may surpass that the way, at this rate. Um, the Gun Violence Archive defines mass shootings as ones where four or more people are shot or killed, not including the shooter. Um, and let's see, go down here. They have a chart. If you, where'd it go? My chart disappeared. Like my computer. Oh, there he goes. I was scrolling too fast. So they said mass shootings between May 1st through the 15th of each year from 2017 through 2022. May 2017, there were only 10. May 18th, there were 20. The 19th, they had 19, as well as in 2020. And like I said, 2021 had 37, and right now we're at 33. Um, and these shootings, they just leave these communities devastated. And when does it end? What do we do to stop this? Because it seems like any kookaburra bird uh, with money can just go and get an assault rifle and start shooting up people. Like there should be restrictions on the types of guns you can carry and own, especially if you're not military or police. But there's no reason for assault rifles in the city limits or in the in the United States. There's no reason to have an assault weapon. Shotgun, rifle, maybe if you're a hunter, whatever. Gun for protection, but you don't need an arsenal because then you need to be looked at and put on a list because what are you saving your weapons for if you're not a collector?
Exactly. Um, so I couldn't find the post that I had saved it, but it's not on there anymore. I guess it been removed. But look at how careful the police treat these mass shooters when it come down to the white ones. Um, they been known history. They arrested, no injury. Some have been taken to a fast food restaurant. They treated with respect. But when it come down to um, blacks, unarmed black people that is being approached, exactly that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Uh, when it come down to unarmed black people, they're more likely to be killed by the police.
And one of them was killed because they thought he had a weapon and he just had a sandwich.
Exactly. Came from subways. That happened in that was in oh, was it Ohio? We talked about it last year. He was walking into the house. The policeman actually said he had a gun, but no gun was found. Had 2 foot long sandwich. I guess that's a weapon now.
Anything's a weapon when it comes to the brown skin. Um, let's see. It looks like I'm trying to pull up the city.
I think it was no, it wasn't Ohio.
Columbus, I guess Ohio.
Okay. Yeah. Um, because it was another incident that happened, I want to say a week after that or a week before, where a guy took them on a high speed chase, had a gun in the front seat. Officers seen this gun, fought with him for the gun until he drove off. Arrested, no injury,
It's not.
which is not
You
good at
got
all.
you got to preserve the white race because the minorities are coming up in the world. The white
Well,
man is dying out. And I mean, and you see that just with the abortion bills that are being passed because they want to put a stop to killing of white babies because in 10 years there aren't going to be any more because the way the Kardashians and all the people are going after the NBA players, all them squirrely babies, Just saying.
And then you also, I'm like this. I don't care who it is. You call it like it is. Call it like it is. Um, uh, One of the reporters, I believe it was for Fox, brought up that this mass shooter in Buffalo had mental illness. No, he didn't. He thought about everything he was going to do. He planned it, knew exactly what he was going to do, had plans that once he left that grocery store, he was going to go into the neighborhood and start shooting just random folks.
Well, listen, I do believe there is some mental illness
It
because
might be a little
anybody
bit.
who commits a crime that heinous is mentally disturbed in some way. But they can get treatment in the penitentiary. Like, let's stop having mental illness downgrade the severity of the crime. That's the problem. Because when you see it when it comes to someone of another race, they don't care if you have schizophrenia, whatever, you going to jail for life
Yep.
over something. Like it just that's the way it is. We were given harsher sentences. But let some 25-year-old man, well, my parents divorced and I struggled with depression. Everybody struggled with depression. Like, who isn't taking antidepressants? But we ain't shooting people because, I mean, if you go with that, every gay, every fat kid, every minority, every woman, we would have that been bullied, we would have been on a rampage.
Exactly.
Like, think about it. All these kids being bullied for being short, too tall, too different, too dark, too light. And it's only the little Caucasian boys who don't know how to handle stress.
Well,
Watch way too many crime shows.
that's because a lot of them have raised up in a position where they feel like they've been taught they better than any other race. But in reality, you know better than none of us. Because if we all was colorblind and know what color we were, it wouldn't matter. It would not matter. But this guy, he had issues. He had issues. Now, I've heard someone ask me, they say, hey, where are the parents? Yeah, where is the parents? Well, I feel like the parents probably don't want to be identified. I don't know if they have or not, but the thing is, the mother had the opportunity of doing something a while back when he took a cat that allegedly attacked their cat. He took the cat, stabbed the cat. I think they said he
Didn't he
uh,
behead it?
beat the cat by his tail on the ground, beat his head in. Then he cut the cat head off. And what did the mother do? The mother gave him a box to put the cat in, to bury the cat. Now, the thing is, with that being said, that's something that you should be concerned about. Even some of his posts on social media talking about he buying all these guns, all this ammunition. His parents don't know anything about it. Well, they should have thought about it when he was sitting up in class with a full hazmat suit on, mask and everything. I'm like, y'all don't think it's something crazy about that?
No,
I'm
he's just
just
expressing himself.
expressing itself. Nothing. Radio said a new long gun that's available to buy now in the U.S. is called the SIG MCX Spear assault style rifle, almost as powerful as a 30-06. Well, I
Like,
think
why do
this
you need that?
it's a lot of weapons we don't need, and some people think it's
I mean, just because it's your right to have one, It's not necessary.
because basically, um, why this thing? See, Greg Abbott messing with me because he know he's not gonna win.
They
Oh,
keep calling them Hot Wheels.
um, but the thing is, they know that it's um as soon as one of these happen, first thing they say is we need gun controls. We need gun laws. But when you have a governor like Greg Abbott that make it easy for anybody to get a gun, which I say it all the time on the show. Just because you're able to get a gun doesn't mean that you should have one. Um, I sent you a video about 30 minutes before we got online. Um, a road rage that happened. I don't know where it was, but this guy, road rage, one guy had a knife, and because somebody made an illegal turn on a red or whatever in front of a motorcycle, they get out on a fight. Long story short, guy pull out a knife. The other guy, he didn't pull out a knife or anything. He was being peaceful until the guy with the knife made a move toward him, try to cut him with the knife. And this guy pulled this gun out. He still had control because at that point, that become a self-defense. Before the video cut off, I don't know if he shot him or not, but when he pulled the gun out, he told him drop the knife and told someone to call the police because that guy did try to stab him. You cannot do that this day and time. And people got to realize you never know. You never know who you're dealing with. And it's sad that we have to keep hearing about this type of stuff. Um, even here in Dallas, I know we're gonna get back on this, but uh, we talking about the one in Buffalo, but it's mass shooting everywhere. Here in Dallas, we've had somebody going around attacking a Korean business, and I know Miss Risky, she have all the information on that story. At
I
least
do.
that's what you. Oh Lord, at least that's what you argued with me a while ago before we came on here.
No, that wasn't it.
Okay.
But no, there was the chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus is blaming white supremacy for the shooting at the Dallas Korean hair salon. The suspect is charged with carrying out, or the suspect charged with carrying out this attack was black. Um, was it Representative Joyce Betty? She's a Ohio Democrat. Made the claim on a Thursday press conference outside the Capitol. Um, and let's see, she says that on Monday, 3 people in a Korean-owned hair salon in Dallas were gunned down by yet another white supremacy replacement theorist. Um, in addition to this um, shooting, Betty got a key detail wrong about the white supremacy replacement theory charged with attacking the Dallas salon because he was black. Because, history dictates usually there's a mass shooting, they're white. um, uh, so Jeremy Smith, who was the shooter, 37 years old, was booked into the Dallas County Jail and is charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Um, he basically just walked into a hair world salon on May 11th and opened fire. And 7 people inside um, were inside of this salon. He had a 22 caliber rifle. So I guess the FBI said it's investigating this shooting as a hate crime, which it should, because I think
Exactly.
even he stated that he was it uh,
He got
he had a
terminated.
panic attack and delusions when he's around Asian descent. So he's trying to do the same thing the Caucasians are doing, uh, getting that insanity plea going, to justify his behavior and his actions, which is stupid.
And um this young man, he's actually a African American. Um I don't know. Let me grab this other mic because this one is tripping. Don't know why, but sometime it does that. Um he's African American here in Dallas that
Looks like
actually
Sid the Sloth.
said what now?
He looks like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. Even though I love Sid the Sloth, he looks like the retarded cousin of Sid the Sloth. Just saying.
We can't say that R word.
I can.
Too late now. Um but he was an African American here in Dallas that did several shooting, not just the salon, but he also did one. I think he did a total of maybe three. One of them, nobody was hit at all, and luckily, no one died from him. But should that be considered as a hate crime? Yes, it should. It's definitely a hate crime.
Ego and
Um,
attacking a specific group of people, um, due to their race is a hate crime.
it's a hate crime. It doesn't make a difference what color you are.
If it's a group of women and the man is hating on women and wants to shoot them, it's a hate crime.
It's a hate
Even
crime.
more.
It's a hate crime. So he should be charged to the full extent of the law. You do the crime, you do the time. But I'm tired of um the mass shooters being treated with respect, but we cannot be treated with respect. And we have a lot of time we haven't done anything wrong.
We just look suspicious.
Well, that's kind of like the video I sent you where the cop uh talked bad to the brother because apparently he was working. His client dog got out. He chased the dog down to catch him for the client, and it went into one of their neighbors' yard, who was a off-duty police officer, and they end up arresting the brother for false charges. And the cop talked to the dude like he just did something wrong. He could have just said, "Forget it. They ain't my dog. I'm gonna keep moving on. I don't care what happened to that dog." But no, he was trying to help them out. Got the dog, brought him back, and the guy called the police. And now he's the guy's the victim, and I think he was charged with assault or something. And the cop on the video saying, "Hey, you can it's whatever you want to do. You the victim. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm gonna do it." Well, and instead of doing that, you need to get all the facts. Get all the facts and find out exactly uh, what laws have been broken, if any. And if no law's been broken, you let that man go. Because of um, that cop action, this brother lost his job, and now and have a charge. And now he's trying to fight that charge, get the charges released, remove off of him, which they say they sponge him, but that's not always the case. And then on top of that, uh, he should sue them. He should sue for the simple fact that what they done is violated his civil rights. From the time they made contact with him to the time they falsely arrested this brother and caused him to lose his job, and all of this. See, that's the problem we have. A lot of people get arrested for bogus arrests, and then they end up losing a job, or if their job depends on their background. Well, guess what? They can't get back in that job anymore because now they have a arrest record
And it costs money to try to get a
to
lawyer
the
to
fighting.
fund your I guess case or claims.
Yeah, it
It's
take
hard
money
to
to
do. It's not
fight
they
these
don't make it
cases.
easy.
So, with that being said, I'm like, hey, it's some things that need to be changed all across America and any other countries that are, well, some we can't speak for other country because I don't know their laws. But for America, people need to wake up and think before you react to certain things, because right now, what you're doing, you ruining a lot of people's lives. Here it is, people barely making it paycheck to paycheck. Used to be able to make it a paycheck to paycheck, but now gas prices so high.
Takes up all that check.
Exactly. I spent what 70 some dollars the other day, and I think I was between a half and a quarter.
Whew.
And a couple of weeks ago, well, last week I filled up. I think it cost $96. I messed around and let it get close to eat. And you talking about somebody was crying? I'm like, what the? I'm like, boy, this is hard up. Uh, look, yeah, well, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm finna go down the road like you did. Be like,
Same.
but anyway, um, yeah. But these different laws have been a lot of mass shooting this year. Um, one that I pulled up that happened yesterday. A mass shooting happened yesterday. I didn't know it until I started doing my research of it. Um, the title say unacceptable. 5 people shot blocks away from Temple University campus. 5 people shot. This in Philadelphia. Authorities say multiple people were shot Wednesday night in North Philadelphia, just blocks away from Temple University campus. Officers from Philadelphia Police Department were called to the 1500 block of North Bourbon Street around 7:30 for reports of a shooting. Captain John Walker told a reporter that 3 young women and 2 men were injured in the shooting. Luckily, no one died. A 28-year-old man who police say was shot over a dozen times was driven to Temple University Hospital by private vehicle and placed in extreme critical condition. Um, Police say 2 other victims, a 20-year-old woman and a 59-year-old man, were taken to the hospital by police in critical condition. 2 women aged 19 and 21 suffered non-fatal gunshot wounds, police said. 2 people were taken into custody, but Walker would not speculate on their possible connection to the shooting. Um, so this is it's happening all over, and we as the people have to do something to um, to take back our neighborhood. Um, Stop covering up for these folks. That's what we need to do. Stop covering up for them. We need to be able to say, hey, it's a different time. We need to get back to what we used to do back in the old days. Um, Police owned community. We can't say it's up to the police to do it. We have to stand up and say, you know what? Start going to the city council meetings is one way. Let them know what's going on. Know your city councilman, for you can say, hey, we having issues over here. We need more police patrol. We need some type of program to keep the young kids out of trouble. Summertime finna come up. It's finna get worse. I've been saying for almost the last year or longer that here in Dallas, every day you turn up turn the news on, and I've always watched the news. Now it's so depressing to watch the news. I That used to be the first thing I did in the morning was cut the news on. As soon as I got up, cut it on, see what's going on. And now it's like first 15 minutes, they talking about all the shooting that happened overnight, which is sad. But it's mighty funny when it happened in certain areas. They so quick to put up portable police cameras, um, have more patrol there. And the reason why this is happening is because people are complaining, business are complaining, and they're gonna want to try to protect their tax dollars coming in. But when you come to your neighborhood, you need to complain just like these other business are, because all of our tax dollars are paying their salary. And I'm talking about Deep Ellum. I think after the second shooting, they had portable cameras up. They had more police patrol over there. And since they put the cameras up, I think it been two more. No, it been at least one major shooting that happened down there that was caught on the camera. And I'm like, hey, it's gonna take all of us. Of course, Deep Elements um, a kind of the uh, party zone downtown, but they're gonna try to protect that because that's a lot of tax revenue coming in, and because of that, they have to do something for the city. People know who doing this type of stuff. They know exactly who doing it. It's time to make a change. Miss Risky, look like you got something you want to say. T Cal
Well,
said
no, they pushed a couple of concerts in Deep Ellum, relocated them because
relocated.
they were supposed to be in Deep Ellum, like New Kids on the Block, but they said it's for different reasons. Because there was a game or something on the night they were to perform. But what was it? Was it T Pain?
T Pain's supposed to have been
Yeah,
in
he's
Deep
in
Ellum.
Grand Prairie now performing. He was like, "Nope, I ain't about that life.
Hey,
Texas is off the chain."
I might talk about it on my album, but I ain't part of that life. Hey, T Pain, hit us up. We'll come to the show. Reach out to us. Have your people reach out to my people, and our people can work something out. Right?
I mean, you can go to a show.
I probably won't.
That
uh,
ain't my style.
but that's uh that's all over the world. A lot of cities are doing it. I seen a video today, and I'm like, even in Vegas, people are lost their damn mind fighting. I'm like, what happened? Did he beat you on the poker table or something? And you got upset? I'm like, come on now. And since we speaking of that, the last time I went to New Orleans, now you know how I play. I'm just nonchalant, and if people gonna bet for me, I'm gonna let them bet. But when that river come out, that's where I'm gonna get you at. So I was at the table one time playing. It was about 5 or 6 guys in his hand with me. I'm just calling. River come out, I go all in. About three of those guys called me. And one guy, he once I flipped my hand over, he talking about why you didn't bet. Why should I bet? You doing all the betting for me? I think I
Oh
hit a
yeah,
straight
they hate
flush.
that.
I think I hit a straight flush on him on the river. No, on the flop. Hit a straight flush. I'm just sitting back chilling. They just betting hard. I just kept calling to the river. Then I went all in. Dude stood up. I'm saying to myself, you might want to shut your ass down. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. So after I won, I got up and left. I said, look, I'm in this dude town, so let me go and leave. But yeah, I won pretty good money on that game. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about tonight. We talking about the mass shooting. Um, did you have a couple of more you wanted to talk about? Or
No, I think those were the only things I had.
well, I have a couple of more. Um, this is something else we deal with all the time, and this will kind of go with you sent me the video today, but I think I sent it to you yesterday or something about the two guys waiting in the delivery room, trying to figure out who's the baby daddy.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
here's
I don't know if that was real or not, but it was entertaining.
well with the security and the nurse coming in there telling them to leave. I don't know. Social media, you can't never believe what you hear. But I do see this news story: ex-boyfriend kills woman new lover in love triangle shootout, Philadelphia. Why? Look, she don't want you no more. She moved on. Why are you holding on to her? Move on. So apparently, police say a love triangle turned deadly after shootout erupted in West Philadelphia earlier Tuesday morning. Now, we just talked about yesterday. This was 2 days ago in Philly. A 31-year-old man was found shot in the chest around 1:30 a.m. at 55th Street and Media Street, according to police. The victim, who was later identified as Michael Thomas, was pronounced dead at Penn Presbyterian Hospital. Police say a woman ex-boyfriend shot her new lover as both exchanged gunfire. At least 14 spit shell casings were reportedly found at the scene, 3 inside the ex-boyfriend minivan. The victim's semi-automatic handgun was also found. Police I say police. Police believe the shooting was domestic related and possibly stemmed from a love triangle. Once again, gun violence. Why are we still having? Why are we making it easy for people to get host to guns? And these are the actions that's going to take. Okay, I know some people are going to say, well, we can't control the guns itself, because if somebody want it, they're gonna get host to it. Yeah, they probably will. But if you make it easy for them to get host to it, you got folks going out here like it's the wild wild west. We're not in gun smoke days, rifleman days no more. We got to do something different. And parents, pay attention to your kids. Pay attention to your kids, because a lot of these mass shootings that we have, when they ask about the parents, a lot of time the parents had no idea they was thinking of that. Kind of like what was the shooting where the guy did the mass shooting and the father bought the gun for Christmas, the end of last year or the beginning of this year. I forgot where it was. Then the parents went on a run.
Yeah, they went on a run. I forgot his name because what keeps popping in my head was Ethan Couch, but that's not his name.
But it was kind of like Ethan Cal.
Yeah, it was right after.
Yeah. Ethan Cal killed some innocent folks, changing a flat, but he was drunk. So that's what we have to deal with all the time. I'm like, hey, raise your kids. Don't allow reality TVs, video games, or these conspiracy groups to raise your kids. You was blessed to have kids. Raise them. Raise them. That's all you have to do. Um, so it's so many mass shooting that have taken place. Like Miss Risky said, this year alone, this month alone, which have been crazy just for this month. All type of shooting have taken place. Um, one of the uh, outlet that I looked at was gun violence archives.org. And they have it broke down. So you could definitely find out more information about it. So far this year, there have been 204 mass shooting. 204 mass shooting um, just this year. I believe it's just this year alone, but it's a lot going on. People are up under stress, but get some help. Get some help. And unfortunately, some people take mental illness and call it something completely different to justify what's going on. Call it what it is and get help for whoever is having issues. There's nothing wrong with going to counseling. There's nothing wrong with asking for help because if you if you really want healing, the first thing you do is ask for help. There's nothing wrong with it. That's why I talk about going to counseling all the time. I do it every Tuesday. Do it every Tuesday. If you know some of the things I've been through, you'll be like, you keep on going to counseling. You sure you don't want to go every day? I wish I could, but I can't. Um, but you definitely need to ask for help and get help. Um,
And I have the guy's name is Ethan Crumbly
oh, it
from
was real
Michigan.
close. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was real close. Ethan Cal and Ethan.
Right. I was like in my head, it was they're all the same. It's all the same. Like I
um,
was looking up his, trying to find him, and I stumbled upon some other school threat stories. I was like, huh.
and this is another issue that a lot of people have take heed to. Um, when someone come to you and tell you your child is doing this, doing that, especially school teachers, because it was something we did a story on this not too long ago where a child um, had drew a picture of something at school. Oh no, I take that back. I think that was a TV show I was watching or something. But sometimes we hear about stories where a child will react a certain way. They may have written a picture or drew a picture or did something to express the way they feel. Well, if it's disturbing, you need to pay attention to it. Uh, kind of like the young boy, I think it was last week, that knocked on the neighbor house on their door and was talking about using racial slurs and all of this, and was talking about, I think he was talking about hanging the little girl or something. And the father, when he got home, as a parent, he did what he should have done. He went by to talk with the boy parents. And talking with the boy parent, and the father come to the door with a gun. Now, here's the problem with that. As a parent, if another parent coming to talk to you that is calm, have an open dialogue, have a discussion, find out what's going on because it can help you. It can help your child. It would prevent somebody from getting hurt or going to jail. You're giving the wrong example to these kids. Now, he came to the door with a gun, and just so happening, the gun went off toward the little girl. Yeah, that father was arrested because you come to the door with the issue. The guy came over there. He wasn't acting all crazy. He just wanted to talk to you about what your son had done.
Right. Like,
But
I get that parents want to protect their kids, but at least hear what he's got to say. Like, people don't know how to have conversations now and, discuss adult situations. Like, What if something had happened? What if his kid actually attacked the little girl? You gonna defend your little serial killer kid and not say, "Hey, I'm sorry. We will, discuss this." Da da da. There are things you need to do, but no, you come to the door, you want to shoot somebody. That's where a little serial killer got it from.
Exactly.
He knows some people though, like he grown
It's coming
with a
out.
whip.
Yeah. Now
I would have
see,
snatched it out of his hand and whipped him. But then
see.
that I'd be in jail. But still,
Well,
but that's
actually,
why I'd be like, listen, I felt threatened.
well, he come to their house and saying racial slurs and talking about beating a little girl or something. He was talking about doing hanging her or something. But you at my front door. You are at my front door, and you coming to my house like that? We finna have an issue. And once the child or the mother called the dad, told him what was going on, dad came home and went to talk to the parent, but he showed up with a gun. Now, see, this is what people don't understand. It's a thing called self-defense, but it got to be legit. Once that gun went off, if that brother would have had a gun, regardless if it was an accident or not, he had every right to protect himself and his family.
But he was on
Even
the guy's property,
it
so
doesn't matter
yes, sir.
because it was a video. It was a video, and the
Yeah,
thing
they keep
is,
spinning stuff. He went on his property and he
to
was
talk about
threatened.
the issue that
Yeah,
your
but
child have
all he
done.
has to say is he's on my property and I felt threatened. We've seen that time and time again.
How could you be threatened if somebody coming to talk to you peacefully?
He came up to my door. He wasn't invited.
He was peaceful. The video showed that.
He was black.
Oh, I thought he was finna rob me. Yeah,
Like
but
for real, like we've seen this time and time again. Like it never like it's frustrating, but yeah, like if it had turned the other way, well, why did you take a gun over to that neighbor's house to begin with? Yeah, he had a gun. You know what I mean? Like it could have gone so many different ways if
yeah,
he
it could
wouldn't have had a
have,
gun
but
on.
we're not
But that didn't happen.
we're not promoting violence, but I'm just saying. But the police did the right thing
Yes,
by arresting that guy.
yes,
If the gun went off by accident or not, they did what they supposed to do
yeah.
was
You gotta
arrest that
control
guy.
that weapon.
So radio said gun have gone from being viewed as tools to status symbol now for some people. Yes, it have. Because some people they so quick to display they have a gun and you could get in trouble for that. If somebody see you pull that gun out or showing that gun, well, you can be arrested. You can be arrested. And they tell you, do not pull a weapon out just to show it off. That's the problem we have because so many people want guns and have guns, but don't have the proper skill of using a gun. The do's and the don't. You don't go and pull weapons out just for fun. Uh, I'm sorry. You are listening to Speak on a Curtdog. I'm Curtdog. Miss Risky is in the house. If it's your first time joining the show, please hit us up in the chat, or you could call if you want to get in on these conversations talking about guns, all the mass shooting that have taken place in America. We're not talking about uh, totally. We're talking about just this week. Been many shootings that happened just this week alone. So if you want to call in, you're more than welcome to call in. 972 591 3665. 972 591 3665. You can hit us up in the chat, but whatever platform you are on, please take the time, like, share, tell a friend, subscribe to the channel for you can and click the notification for you can know every time we come on live. Um, yeah, but that's That's a problem in America, um, with the guns. You don't know who's carrying or who not carrying. Just like road rage. Just because someone cuts you off does not give you the right to pull your gun.
Right.
It do not give you that right. But we hear it all
People
the
are so
time.
quick to pull the trigger for minor infractions. Like throw a finger up, curse them out. You know, that's it. Show your disappointment. Don't shoot somebody because they cut you off.
See, that's why I can't read and stuff. I never see people taking selfies with fire extinguisher.
You know that's
You're
gonna be a
right.
new challenge on TikTok.
It probably will be.
Oh,
You think I'd have started off, pull my fire
please
extinguisher
don't.
out, be like,
Because they'll probably spray it and inhale some chemicals. Knowing this
yeah,
group, they take it too far.
yeah, I can see that happening. But yeah, but definitely, do what's best for you and your family. But please, if you are carrying guns, take the time out, get the training behind. I'm not talking about this neighborhood training. Get proper training. Pay that money. Be taught the right way. Even though Texas is a state that you can open carry, you have to know the laws. A lot of business still have signs up, regardless if it's concealed or open. It's not allowed. And if you get caught with it, you will get in trouble. So you have to know the laws behind it, and pay attention to those signs. If you in a business, they come in, you come in with your piece out. Well, guess what? They tell you, I'm sorry, but you cannot come in with that. You can't get upset. That's their business. You have to follow their rules. That's just like going to somebody's house. You go to somebody's house, they say, hey, you can't bring that gun up in here. You can't get upset. You got to follow their rules. And that's all to it. But stop um, allowing the folks to just randomly purchase the guns. A lot of these mass shootings, they got the guns online because it's so easy to hide behind a keyboard and put in false information, and bam, you bought a gun. You bought a gun. And that's what we need to make sure that we are doing properly. Unfortunately, it's a lot of people that will uh, do anything to make a dollar, knowing that they selling the gun illegal. They'll still sell it just to make a dollar. But when something happened, it's gonna come back on you, kind of like I believe it was the one that got away with the murder of the two people up in Wisconsin. I forgot his name. We talk about a lot of folks. Help me out. You know, I'm old.
I forgot.
Hey,
We'll look.
radio, help me out. You know, your homeboy in Wisconsin.
Yeah, he's going to school now. I think somewhere.
Yeah, but um, but even then, you have to follow the laws. I believe the person who purchased the gun, which we need to do a follow up on, find out about his case. But um, yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse. I knew radio. See, radio, he'll keep us on tap. If we forget about it, he'll be like, bam. I think he keep a little category of all the shootings and all the stories we talk about. Be like, okay, let me pull my notes up. Well, I appreciate you, radio. But definitely, um, we have to do something to prevent the mass shooting. Um, I feel like, and I know this is a stretch. All right, let me ask a question. Do y'all feel like in order to purchase a gun, you should go through a mental illness check?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
I'm just
But,
asking.
I mean, they need to do something because clearly this system that we have set up that's in place is not working. Because every kooky bird has a gun, and again, we need more restrictions. Like you've already like these companies, you've already made your money. Let's try to save our people because at the end of the day, everybody dead. You ain't gonna make no money because you didn't kill them all indirectly.
True.
Like stop. Just you can only make so much money. Just let's do some regulations and minimize how many guns and rifles you can have. Make sure that assault weapons are illegal to have because again, unless you're police or military, there's no reason for you to have an assault rifle at all. Like it's
Well,
not recreational.
well,
What do
I'm
you got an assault rifle for? Nothing. If you go into the woods and you can't shoot Bambi with a shotgun or a rifle, you don't need to be in the woods to begin with.
true. I would say the same thing. Now, radio. He just brought up a good point. Says 16 people were shot last Friday night in Milwaukee. Um, my report is saying it was 17. That was after the Milwaukee Bucks game that um that happened, and after the game, 17 people were shot. Um, I'm not sure if anyone lost their life. I'm trying to see now. Going through it. Hold on now. We are live, in case you don't know. We are live. So sometime when information come in, we may have to uh actually look at it. Oh, there was several people arrested. Hold on. Let me go back through it. Because there was 17 people that was injured. A 15-year-old male injured, 18-year-old female, 18-year-old female, 18-year-old male, 20-year-old female, 20-year-old male, 23 male, another 23 male, a 33 male, a 35 female, uh, a 40-year-old male, 47-year-old female, and this where it's going to get interesting. One of the suspects, Jeremiah Farland, 20 years old, male, injured and arrested. Another suspect, Malik Brown Jewell, 22, male, injured, arrested. Um, Another suspect, Otis Green, 28, male, injured, arrested. Uh, Another suspect, MCB, 29, male, injured, arrested. DSB, another suspect, 30, male, injured, arrested. Um, Now, here's a lot of suspects that have been arrested. DJ, 19, unharmed, arrested. 20-year-old suspect, unarmed, unharmed, arrested. Another 20-year-old unharmed, arrested. Lamont R. Stiller, 21, unarmed, arrested. 23-year-old Christopher Lamar Murray, unharmed, arrested. And Marquise Lamar Jackson, 24, unharmed, arrested. That's a lot of people with guns. That's a lot of people with guns that was arrested. And how many total people was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people. 11 people that was unharmed and arrested. That was all the suspect in the shooting. There's something wrong with that. Some of them was underage that didn't even have wasn't even old enough to get a gun legally. Well, I don't know about the laws in Wisconsin. In Texas, you cannot get a handgun until you're 21. And some of these suspects was younger than 21. So that's crazy. Radio said, I don't think we've ever had a mass shooting here in Vancouver. Um, Not sure. Let me see if,
I mean, if they did, it probably was before our time
yeah,
because
probably.
I think even in England they had a mass shooting in the 70s,
Uh,
which prompted that song "I Hate Mondays." Girl just got her rifle and started shooting at this school across the street.
that's that's sad. Sad. Oh no, that's in no, that was in Florida. Um, I
I think it
guess
was in England. I'm gonna have to look that up. Let me see.
what's that mass shooting in Vancouver?
No,
Oh,
and let me see. I may have gotten it. It may have been here. I don't know, but
no,
I think it's England, but I can't remember.
I'm trying to see.
Oh, where is she from?
Um, I um,
Oh no, it was California. My bad. For some reason,
okay.
the singers were not from here. My bad. It's 1979. Never mind.
I guess the only one that one day juvenile in custody off of Vancouver mobile home uh deadly shooting. Yeah, I've seen a lot of gang shooting, but it wasn't like a mass shooting in Vancouver. Um, but I guess a kid just was arrested 2 days ago.
But you
Uh,
know why that may be? Because they have healthcare, like better healthcare than we do, and
well,
mental health is a part of that. So a lot of our issues is we got a bunch of kooky birds who don't know how to deal with stress and their anxiety and all the changes, and we give everybody a participation ribbon for doing nothing, and when you take that away, they don't know how to act.
exactly.
So that's our issue, and so I don't
Now,
know, better health care.
now, Miss Risky, let me correct something.
Okay.
It was not in Vancouver. The mobile home park was named Vancouver. So it wasn't in Vancouver. It was actually in Portland, Oregon. The mobile home park was just named Vancouver. So, but they did say a lot of shooting from gangs up in Vancouver. So, but nothing mass shooting that I can see right now. But either way, we need to do something about gun violence. And if you have a gun, I understand you need to protect your family, your home, and
But you don't need an arsenal.
sure don't.
Like,
Kind of like the cop that I told you about when we first came on.
hmm
Um, it was what was it? Think he was found with 99 guns and enough fentanyl to kill thousands.
like
And
that's a war. Like, dude, who are you in battle with?
he was a correctional officer arrested, had 99 guns and enough fentanyl to kill thousands.
Robinson County Sheriff Ernest Wilkins says his investigators have seized the
I don't
most
know.
weapons he's ever seen taken from one home. Wilkins says that home belonged to 32-year-old Derek Madden, an officer at Tabor Correctional Institution since 2016.
They also had a stamp here that stamped the attorney-client privilege. And this is usually something that we see on legal mail that comes into inmates at the detention center or even the prison.
Investigators believe Madden was selling drugs and weapons not only to local residents, but to possibly inmates as well. Deputies seized a variety of handguns, rifles, and cash, but the sheriff says getting the fentanyl off the street has probably saved the most lives.
That's jacked up. The correction officer selling drugs and weapons, and they wonder why uh, guns are so easy to get. That's kind of like back in what was it, the 60s and 70s, where they used to take the trains and trucks and had guns and stuff and drop them in the black neighborhoods. And then once they steal them and they on the street, that's what's the start of all the gun violence. See, I know when I grew up back in the 70s and 80s, we got into it with somebody. Well, we put a stick on our shoulder and be like, hey, knock it off. You bad, knock it off. Now, we might be going around in circles for about an hour or so saying who's going to knock it off until somebody who wasn't a part of it come up and knock it off. But once we had that fist fight, guess what? We back friends an hour later. Um,
Yeah, people don't know how to resolve their issues anymore.
exactly. Communication can go a long way. Uh, you don't always have to go to violence. You can always talk. Have a sit down. If you got a problem with somebody, sit down and talk with them. If you can't do that, don't fool with them. Go your separate way. It's never worth taking a life because once you get caught, 9 times out of 10, your life is gone too.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we have so many murders, suicide, um, because people get upset and end up getting upset, take someone's life, and they know their life is over, so they go ahead and take the easy way out. That's never the choice. That's why we talk about mental illness so much on the show because we all need help. Even the counselors that come on the show, they like, hey, uh, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to get counseling. That's why I talk about it so much. That's why I make it known that if you are working or have insurance, you can get mental health for free. A lot of healthcare providers are providing mental health for free. Not only that, if you work and go to your HR and ask about the EAP program, you could get mental health. Your kids can get mental health. Your spouse can get mental health. But you got to open your mouth and ask for help. That's the only way. That's the first step of getting help is going in and say, hey, I'm dealing with some stuff. I need somebody to talk to. And it's okay to do that. Once you do that, then you could be on the road to recovery. But the only way counseling will help, you have to be honest and truthful to that counselor. Um, I learned that personally because when I first went to counseling, I sat there like this, looking like this. They asked me a question. I'm like, yep, yep, for the whole hour. That's all I said. The first two sessions. By that third session, I opened up and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was crying. I was in pain. I was like, look. But ever since then, that breakthrough came through. And now I can talk to my counselor about anything, whatever I'm going through. Um, the last 2 weeks, she been getting a mouthful. she been I, I probably need to uh, give her a gift card or something. Uh, get her nails done because she probably don't have no more nails where she been typing. And she like, look, he working my fingers out. um, but that's what you need. I go in there, I feel good. I'm like, hey, um, hope you prepared because today's not good. If it's not good, So, but I appreciate the counselors I do have, and it helps me out a lot. I'm getting better. I don't cuss as much as I used to.
I'm
Sometimes,
cursing more.
sometime depends on the situation, but um, I don't cuss as much as I used to. But it's certain things that will push those buttons. Hearing about all these mass shooting, I'm tired. I'm tired because a lot of people don't want to talk about them, but at some way, that's an open discussion we all need to have for the simple fact how these random mass shootings are happening. We can be a victim of one. You could go just on your way and never know, somebody may decide to um, lose their mind that day. That's what happened at Tops Market. They was in there doing minding their business, going shopping like they normally would do, and this lunatic come up and do a mass shooting. All because it was in a black community, something that he plotted. Um, and that's crazy. Which I'm also gonna put this link into the I don't want to log in. Put this link up in the chat for you can go to this link and you can see all the mass shooting for yourself, and you can see it for yourself and see all the unnecessary killing that goes on in our community. Um, I appreciate this organization, Gun Violence Archives, for putting this data together and having it out there. Um, and if you click on them, a lot of time they have the news article linked to each one. Matter of fact, um, when I was looking at it, I went all the way to the last page for this year. A couple of minutes after midnight, guess what? Mass shooting. A couple of minutes after midnight, a mass shooting took place, which is crazy. It's a new year. We're in a pandemic. Be happy that you made it to the new year. And here it is, people mass shooting. So, but hopefully, um, people can uh, come to their senses. Think peace before you go out and react on your feelings. A lot of times you can just talk to someone, you can work out your difference. It should never go from 0 to 10 in less than a second. Violence would always be the last choice for me. Um, but um, it have to change. It have to change. It definitely have to change. This racism in America need to change. Teach your kids better. Do better yourself. Be the prime example the way that your kids should be. Regardless, um, don't let social media, uh, these conspiracy channels, um, be the ones to teach your kids. You need to teach your kids. We do need to discuss the history of America in school. That's part of the problem because people hear that CRT is a issue, but no, it's really not. We need to know this history for we don't have to repeat this history. But it's so many people that want to repeat history. But one thing they fail to realize, we're not our ancestors. It's a different time, a different breed of people. That's not going to work with us. So, yes, we have to do better, and we have to do things better than what we have in the past and teach our kids something. Okay, some people may say, well, I don't have no kids I could teach. Teach your nieces, your nephews, your little cousin, the boy next door, the little boy down the street, or the young lady down the street or something, to show them the right way. We all can do a part in it. That's what they used to do back in the days. We get in trouble in the neighborhood. We got several whoopings before we got home and got another one. So that's our views on gun violence. Miss Risky, let the people know where they can find you at.
In these streets this weekend. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you can find me on social media at RSKEE on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Check out some of my videos. I'll be posting some new stuff. Um, Probably, well, I'll try to get some new content up. I still have the riskybooks.com up. You can check out risky at .com. And if you want to send me a message, risky at yahoo.com.
There you go. And I'm also going to shout out to Psychology Today. If you are in need of some mental assistance, you could go to Psychology Today and find someone in your area to get help. Um, and if you're in a DFW, reach out to me. We've had several counselors on the show that would love to have you as one of their clients that are good. I recommend them. So if you're in a DFW, definitely let me know. Uh, and also want to shout out to he was on the show last year. Dope Boy the Hope Boy. He does vegan meals. Support the brother. He's doing big things. Dallas Observer just did a article on him uh, either this week or last week. I think it was this week. Or Friday. It was Friday, I believe. Did a great article on him. Go out and support him. Great brother. Doing some good thing, making some good food. If you're in a vegan, look up Dope Boy the Hope Boy on social media and reach out to him. Reach out to him and go by and support the brother. You can find me on social media. Um, I'm gonna be honest. I found a couple of messages some people put on my page today that've been on there for a couple of weeks. That ain't the best way of reaching me. You got to hit those DMs up. What if it's uh, Facebook, TikTok? Well, best one to reach me on is Instagram. I'm gonna be honest. Hit me up in the DM on Instagram if you have questions, anything. You can hit me on that, and I will respond quicker on Instagram. Facebook, I will too in the DM because I know Miss Risky. She sent me stuff all the time. That's how we communicate between the two. TikTok, I'm getting better because she sent me a lot of stuff. It might be 3 days before I know it, but I do respond. I do respond. Um, Other than that, we love each and every one of you. Please be safe. Get out and vote. COVID is still alive and well. The numbers are going up. They're not reporting the numbers like they were before. And also, um, they have opened up for you can order more at home COVID tests. So definitely go to the website, order you some more tests if you need them. Um, but definitely do that and be safe. Be safe. It's going to be, I think they said 100 degrees probably tomorrow in Dallas or something. It's going to be knocking on the door of hell. So be safe. Other than that, we love each and every one of you. Until next time.